From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
Dennis's Heating and Air Conditioning is Northern California's premier heating and air conditioning contractor. From residential housing, large commercial projects, installation to repair, sheet metal fabrication, and everything in between, we are your go-to heating and air conditioning specialist.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Let's kind of start with the satellite image here. We got a lot to talk about, so I'm just going to get right into it. So you may have been seeing some of that smoke for some of you along the coast, especially near the Eureka area yesterday. We're seeing some of that again here for today. We got the Flat and the Anvil fire in southwestern Oregon kind of heading out the coast and then just shooting southward. So it's not really hitting, say, places like Crescent City, but you can kind of see just around the Eureka, south of Eureka area, some of that smoke coming in. Of course, we've got the smoke coming in from our local fires here as well. There was also, if you notice in the valley this morning, there was some of that haze, which at this point has pretty much dissipated. All right, I'm going to get out of this shot here. Let's go ahead and get that out. And now we're going to take a look at the camera. This is looking out at Crescent City. So if you look off in the distance, there you can see that smoke. We saw that on the satellite image. So this is what's just basically heading down the coast, getting closer to, say, the Eureka area. Meanwhile, we take you out to Elk Country, kind of just north of Trinidad here. Not seeing that smoke, but if we were to look kind of beyond, if we get down the coast here, you'd probably see some of that smoke just off the coast. But look at that, sunny skies, absolutely gorgeous day out in Elk Country. Maybe check out some of the elk if they're out there. It doesn't look like they're out there. This is what it looks like out at Redding. And if you look off in the distance, you can clearly see some of that smoke and haze that we are seeing off in the higher elevations. But for the most part, well, you've got clear skies here for the valley. So a big temperature drop. This has been one of the main headlines I've been talking about here for several days now, and that looks like that's still it's still in the case. It's still the case that is here as we take you into tomorrow and into the weekend. Possible mountain showers and elevated winds on Thursday. That's another pattern we're tracking very closely. Once that passes, then we got the potential for more activity by the end of the weekend and early next week. So as I mentioned, a lot to talk about. So let's get right into it. We'll talk about that smoke. There you can see some of the haze and smoke that we're seeing right now, right? And then it kind of pushes a little bit more to the east. So I still expect to see some haze for many of you along the coast, Trinity County, even some haze in the valley, and not to mention in parts of the eastern mountains, in particular around Plumas County. Now we take you into Thursday morning. Notice some of the smoke coming in from southern Oregon kind of making its way, but this is mainly just in the form of some haze. But what I'm noticing is, as we go into Thursday afternoon, we are seeing conditions getting a little bit better out there. But overall, you see just kind of that gray, that's just the hazy. So the air quality shouldn't be impacted too much by what we expect to see as we go into the next 24 hours or so. All right, so the big picture, look at this. This is what I've got my eyes on right now. This is what's going to bring the potential for some areas to see thunderstorms, but not to mention some gusty winds out there as well. So let's take a look at Futurecast. And there's today, of course, we're looking at dry conditions, even dry for the eastern mountains. There were some thunderstorms there yesterday. That is going to be out of the picture here for today. Although, as we go into Thursday, this is that area of low pressure I was talking about. So you can see it's going to be just up to our north and east. So with the flow around that low, most of the showers and thunderstorms will be to the north of California. However, I think Modoc County will see the best chance for showers and thunderstorms. Some of those could inch their way into eastern Siskiyou County and maybe even parts of Lassen County as well. But this isn't the only thing we've got to watch for Thursday. What we've also got to watch is with this low pressure system here, that sets us up for gusty winds in the valley. And that's what I expect here, especially as we go into this evening and through the day on Thursday. Then that scoots on out. By Friday, winds will die down and things dry out, at least for now, right? We take a look at the long range. Saturday is looking dry, but the clouds are beginning to move in. Now, here's where the forecast models, number one, are beginning to diverge. There's a lot of inconsistency in the timing and the overall intensity of this rain coming in for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. But bottom line, that's what I'm expecting here. Something coming in around Sunday, then Monday, then Tuesday. And I think the best chances for rain will be for the North Coast region. Right? You start heading eastward, there's a chance for rain, but at this point, it doesn't look like it'll amount to much, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So yesterday, Futurecast was showing this all pretty much making its way into even parts of the valley. Now it's kind of holding off and backing off. So it doesn't look like we're going to see much rain even on Sunday for the coast. But I can't rule out the potential of that kind of coming back, moving closer on Sunday. So we'll have to watch that. Now, we're still in pretty good agreement that sometime around Monday, I think everyone will see that chance for rain. But what you'll notice here, eastern mountains in particular, just not seeing much, and even parts of the valley not seeing much either. But the heaviest rainfall, as I mentioned, should be in the North Coast region, and not to mention parts of Siskiyou County. But we're just not seeing much making its way into the valley, at least based on this forecast model. And sometime Monday night into Tuesday morning, we're seeing that kind of push through the valley, some of the eastern mountains, but it's very spotty and it's not very organized. And then there's Tuesday at 5 p.m., it's looking pretty dry. And then, of course, as we go into Wednesday, also looking fairly dry as well. So again, the bottom line is this. We're seeing the timing and intensity of all this rain coming in Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's all changing every day. Every forecast model run, it's changing. So it's one of those things we have to keep a close eye on, especially if you have those outdoor plans. Honestly, I don't even think I should be showing you this because it's going to change. But this gives you an idea based on the latest forecast model data that yes, we could be looking at upwards of an inch, maybe even more than that, especially off to the north into Del Norte County through Tuesday. There you can see the limited amounts as you start heading east of, say, western Siskiyou County and Trinity County. About a half an inch for parts of Trinity County, maybe even out near Etna, maybe close to an inch. But again, you'll notice you head east through next Tuesday, just not seeing much rain. But that could change. All right, let's switch gears. Let's talk about those winds. Remember I was talking about with that rain coming in on Thursday off towards Modoc County. We could also be looking at some gusty winds. That's tomorrow, right? So the wind's not a factor today, although look at the winds along the coast. I mean, you're looking at some gusty winds. And that's why there's a gale warning even just off the coast here because of those gusty winds here starting this afternoon through Thursday. So there you can see those gusty winds there. Now, 6 p.m. today, we're beginning to see elevated winds. Nothing major. You'll notice the winds picking up this afternoon and in particular this evening and tonight. And then let's take you into Thursday. So here's Thursday morning. Let's see, I think it stopped at 8 a.m. Yes. So there's Thursday morning. Now you look at the numbers here, upwards of around 20. But there are going to be some spots with, see the green and the yellow? That's upwards of 25 to 30 miles per hour. That's not including some of the gusts that we could see, which could be possibly 35, 40. Okay, so that's Thursday morning. Notice the winds, by the way, for the coast. They're starting to die down at this point. Now I'm going to take you into Thursday afternoon. See how the winds are starting to die down? We're looking at mainly the lighter shades of blue and dark green. That's around 15 to 20 miles per hour. So at this point, that's actually when the red flag warning will expire. And that's when the fire danger begins to drop as well. The winds pick up a little bit, as you can see along the coast, but again, nothing major. All right, let's take a look at that fire weather risk. This is taking into account the winds, the temperature, and the amount of moisture in the atmosphere. So let's take you into this afternoon. And what we're seeing here is a little bit of orange. That's kind of in the elevated to close to high range, but this is nothing unusual and nothing too terribly concerning as we take a look at the fire weather risk. And then as we go into Thursday, you kind of see mainly just the yellows indicating the low to moderate range. So not a terribly major concern, but again, when the winds pick up around here this time of the year, we really do have to use extreme caution. Then it looks like on Friday, I mean, there's nothing even showing up here. So it looks like the fire weather risk will be much better by the time we get into Friday. So there's that red flag warning for 11 o'clock tonight through 5 p.m. tomorrow. Gusty winds, low humidity. That's what I've been talking about. And by the way, kind of a side note here, northeastern Siskiyou County and Modoc County, there's a freeze watch for tonight through tomorrow morning. Overnight lows between 27 and 32 degrees. So of course, you know, if you're in agriculture, you need to do whatever you can to help protect any of those crops that you may have out there. Let's talk about those wave heights now. Pretty impressive, still very high here for today. But the good news is we're beginning to see them drop as we go into Thursday, but still rather high at about 9 to 10 feet. So when we look at our marine forecast, a couple things you'll notice. The winds are strong, the waves are high. And there you can see that gale warning I was talking about. Starting now, pretty much this afternoon through Thursday afternoon. So those winds will continue to be a concern here even through the day tomorrow. Okay, so let's take a look at our forecast for today. We got sunny skies. Temperatures are beginning to drop. So to give you an idea, Redding saw a high of 90 yesterday. Today, more like 87. Chico actually a little bit warmer. Chico, you saw a bit of a delta breeze keeping your temperatures down a little bit, but now with more of a north wind, that'll actually increase your temperatures up to about 85. Now for the mountains, you can see temperatures mainly in the 70s. For the coast, we're looking at those hazy skies, unfortunately, with temperatures low to mid-60s, Hoopla about 82, and 80 degrees for a high in Garberville. By the way, I'm going to be reevaluating this map here for some of the town locations. I'm going to try to see if I can include more, because as you know, I've kind of consolidated the coast and the North State, putting them all together. So I want to try to encompass more in here, but I want to try to still keep it confined to one map, because it can take a little bit too long, as I'm kind of explaining it now, but it can take a little too long to kind of go through these. That's why we have the neighborhood forecast, for you to really hone in on exactly where you live. But this is taking a look at some of the larger small communities as well, and I want to try to encompass it all in here. So I'm going to take a closer look at this and try to add more communities in here and see what we can do, just to let you know here. All right, so let's go and take a look at our 7-day forecast. And we're going to start off with Siskiyou County, Modoc County, and the Eastern Mountains. So for Alturas, that's the best chance for thunderstorms on Thursday. I think a much slimmer chance for Susanville, but the chances are still there. Now, as we go into Friday and Saturday, everyone's going to see a break. And then we're starting the chances for rain for everybody on Sunday. Now, I'll say this. From Mount Shasta, Altura, Susanville, I'm thinking it's going to stay dry all day long on Sunday. And then by Monday, Tuesday, then you got the chance for those rain showers moving on in. Now, your 7-day outlook for the Valley. So again, you see temperatures dropping, low 80s for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, bigger drop on Sunday. Now, for Sunday, I'm including a slight chance. Better chances coming in, looks like sometime around Monday night is when we'll see the best chance for those showers coming in Monday. And then, of course, a slight chance on especially Tuesday morning, should dry out by next Wednesday. All right, let's take a look at your North Coast forecast. And there you can see, of course, the hazy conditions we do have for the coast, even through tomorrow. But I do expect as we go into Friday, still dry. Saturday dry, and there is the chance for everyone seeing the showers as early as Sunday for the coast, for the inland areas, for Trinity County, and then better chances coming in on Monday, and that could possibly linger on into Tuesday as well, but keeping those temperatures cooler, especially for the weekend and into early next week.